just back at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, and the caution is just out early in today's 300-miler for the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Curtis Davis has popped the wall and brought the yellow flag out for the first time in this race. Waiting to see if any of the front runners come on to pit road here as the pace car leads them by the pit road opening, and it looks like most everybody is going to stay on the racetrack. Quick look at what happened here. Curtis Davis in the 0-1 car just had some trouble all by himself and popped the wall, and that is a tough break for the youngster from South Carolina. Look at the damage here on the 0-1 car, and looks like it is going to be an early day for Curtis as he has taken that car behind the wall and to the garage. Kyle Busch has led all of the laps so far. Again, the front runners have stayed on the racetrack. These are cars toward the middle and back half of the field who are going to take advantage of the yellow flag to make a stop just 12 laps in at Atlanta.
Under caution here on lap 29 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Pit stop's about to begin. Kyle Busch brings him down pit road as we look for the first series of pit stops for the leaders. The first guy down pit road, Kevin Harvick. His car a little bit tight. They're going to make a 4-tire change in fuel. Also an air pressure adjustment on the left side tires, taking a half pound out. Let's go to Shannon.
Well, Mike, your leader, Kyle Busch, just asking to free that car up a little bit. They're going to do that with air pressure, 4 tires, and fuel. Jamie.
Earl Edwards came in. He said he's tight through the center. The car feels pretty good, but he was bottoming just a bit. They're just going to make a slight air pressure adjustment. 4 tires and fuel for Carl. Dave?
Jeff Burton said my car needs to turn better. They make an air pressure adjustment in the 4 tires. They are, he nearly stalls it. He's going to come in second, and he's going to go off pit road second to Kyle Busch. Doc?
Kyle Busch leads him off of pit road. Here's the reason for the caution flag coming out on lap 28. Contact between teammates. Dario Franchitti in the 40 car. 18-year-old Brian Clausen. There's the contact. Franchitti spins, and the yellow flag waves. Back at Atlanta Motor Speedway under caution for the second time today here in the early laps of the NASCAR Nationwide Series event. All the leaders have been on and off pit road, and a lot of action aside from changing tires in the pits. Let's show you what happened here just a moment ago. Watch for the contact.
See Clint Boyer coming in for his 4-tire stop. Got that roof cam showing these guys, and all of a sudden here comes another car the wrong way. The 47 car, Kelly Byers, and then looks like maybe the 37 of Biffle may have contacted the back of that car.
Yeah, look. Yeah, I think we see there as Kelly Byers was slowing down to get in his pits a little bit more. Greg wasn't anticipating that.
3, 2, right here.
Right in with Mike Wallace here.
So rubbing on the racetrack and a little bit of contact in the pits there. Kelly Byers coming off that top 15 finish last week at Las Vegas, driving for Tad Geschechter.
At the beginning of the year, when Kevin Harvick announced that he would not be running a nationwide competition with Richard Childress Racing, instead would be wheeling his own cars, a lot of people questioned that because of the competitiveness. And so far, it's paid off. Last week, 3rd, the week before, 4th, and running inside the top 5 again. A very good run for Kevin Harvick. Jamie?
And right behind him, Carl Edwards. What a heartbreak last weekend. He was charging there at the end, thought they had the car to win, only to be taken out by Mark Martin. Of course, Carl knows it was unintentional, but he said the best remedy for his cars get back out there. We have a crash in turn 4, guys.
Jamie, we do have caution on the racetrack up in turn 4. A couple of cars involved. The 28 car, you saw him just trying to hang. He was rim riding on the outside. As Brian,
back it up if you can.
Brian Keselowski and the 4 car of Robert Richardson Jr. involved.
We're just wrecked us.
There's the 4 car. Richardson trying to get that car righted. Some sheet metal damage on the back end and some damage on the left side. Here's the contactor just after he has spun. There's a 28 car in the left side.
Get a sense how fast these guys are going when they stop up against the wall. See how the cars just take up off the, up across the racetrack on the banking, and then they come back down.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if those 2 cars had contact to begin with that created it. No, we can see there.
Here, spinning. Let's go down, but down. Nice shot.
Spotter telling Dale Earnhardt Jr. to stay to the inside. That's Brian Keselowski. He is the older brother of Brad by some 2 years. Trying to drive the rest of the year. By the way, those are team cars, a 28 and the 4. are team cars for the NASCAR Nationwide Series, and they're trying to, I guess, raise the car up to get a jack under it. Under caution for the third time today. We are told the leaders will not pit. We'll take a break and come back and see if the 29 car who was reeling in the 20 can actually catch him when we go back to green here at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
We come back to the Atlanta Motor Speedway just past the midway point of this race, and the caution flag is out for the fourth time. Brad Coleman, the second-year driver out of the Houston, Texas area, has had a little bit of trouble.
Having a difficult time there, Alan, but I'll tell you what, I just don't see anyone that has anything for Kyle Busch at this point in time. He is just dominating this race, and unless someone can catch up with him on these restarts, I think we might see this young man stay up front all day long.
See some of the facts and figures in our Holiday Inn Express race summary, but the story of the day has been Kyle Busch. Led early, led off, and even came back from a really long pit stop under that green flag sequence and came out of the exchange with the lead.
And that shows what kind of hot rod Kyle Busch has under his right foot. He can come back from in the middle of the pack and go right back to the front. It's going to be a long day for the contenders.
Now, it's only been between 10 and 18 laps for some of these front runners from when they pitted last. They're coming to the opening of pit road here. Are we going to see some pit? I was speculating, you and I were talking before we came back from the commercial. Yes. Let's see.
We welcome you back to the Nicorette 300 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. NASCAR Nationwide Series action. Yes, we are under caution for the fourth time today. And there is the car behind the wall. We mentioned the caution was for problems for the 27 car, Brad Coleman. Brad coming off that top 10 finish at Las Vegas a week ago, driving for Baker Curb Motorsports, and he gets up against the outside curbing here with his Ford. Has some damage on the right side.
Motor's blowing up. What do you got, bud? Push boxes, push boxes. No better on me. It's oil pressure's fine. It's 55. Fuel pressure's 9. Bolts, I got no bolts.
Could be deja vu for Kyle Busch, worried about the car. Remember a year ago he dominated, only to have a lug nut issue with 15 laps to go. He has been the class of the field here today as we have just 56 laps remaining.
His lap time seems to be holding up here. I don't know. He's probably feeling something funny, but the car's still running pretty good.
Yeah, you wonder, too. The wind might have picked up and created a little bit of that. I know this young man has a terrific feel for his race car. But if you get around cars and it may seem that it bogs you down just a little bit or something that makes you think that something like that's going on.
I don't know how many times Harry Gant gave me a heart attack saying that. We'd be out front leading by a good bit, and he said, got a motor problem. I think he just did it to get us excited.
Harry wouldn't do that.
Oh, yeah, Harry would. He got a kick out of it.
Kyle might he probably knows we're listening in to everything that he said. He might just be trying to make
he might be messing with us.
Coverage a little bit better.
Why the hell ain't the summit charging?
I think they're having a problem with the battery charging. Maybe have an alternator problem or a wire broken that's not charging the battery. And that will cause the engine to miss.
Yeah.
And could cause him a problem here.
Yeah, we might not see that problem come right now, but as we go on, it could be really bad. But his lap times, he's still the fastest car on the racetrack.
Yeah, if he's losing juice, he just beat Harvick by 0.2 of a second that last lap. So, Shannon?
We'll talk an exciting moment down here in the 20 pit stall, but it looks as right now, caution on the track.
05 spins. Whoa, hard impact in the outside wall. The 05 of Brett Rowe. Oh. His Chevy hits a ton.
That was a hard lick. Looked like it was just going to be a spin, and then he caught the outside wall. Pretty good clip.
You can see the radiator in the front of the car. Heavy hit.
Taken off of him or what? Tires probably wore out.
Or to say the tires were maybe worn out and caused this problem?
Yeah, I don't think there's probably any doubt they're probably worn out. Yeah. They've been out there for quite a while on these things. And as we saw earlier with some of the teams, they are seeing some wear. And, you know, this is the reason as we look at the replay here. Coming off of turn 2, you got the car down, pinched down, but you see his right rear was in that seam that we were talking about earlier. And a lot of times you get that in there, you just don't have the grip. You're trying to accelerate.
Now, if he'll just lock her down, just right like there. Dick Beatty used to tell the drivers he wouldn't have hit this wall. He just...
If you saw, he was in the gas like he was trying to keep the car spun around, and he got the wheels going the wrong way. Created a hard impact, as you said, in the outside wall.
Learned a good lesson. If he just locked it down, he wouldn't have hit anything.
They used to tell all the drivers in drivers meeting, turn it hard left, stand on the brakes, and don't touch anything else, and it'll slide to the inside. Of course, he is trying to save it there, and he ends up getting damage on the front and the rear. Caution for the 5th time today. My heavens, I mean, the most dominant anyone has ever been in a nationwide race here was Mark Martin when he led 165 laps back in 2000. And Kyle Busch could eclipse that record today. He has already led 151 laps.
Tell you what, he has been dominant, Dale. Have you ever had a car that's been this dominant in a race before?
Wow, you know, it's nice when you get like that. Yeah, just a couple of times, and as a driver, that's the greatest feeling in the world, whenever you know that everything's going your way. But you do start, as Alan said, you do start hearing a few things every once in a while, because it's going so good. But I don't think there's anything that's going to hold this young man back today. The car, he goes anywhere. I think that's been the difference, is when he catches traffic, depending on where they are, he goes the opposite place and really doesn't slow down, where the other guys are kind of committed to one part of the racetrack, and if they catch cars there, then their lap times fall off.
Well, a moment ago, maybe a little scare for the 20 car.
That's not too much of a scare for Kyle Busch, I wouldn't think.
Trouble on the racetrack. Whoa,
that's a scare.
That one is.
That's a scare. That's the only thing that could keep him from winning this race is a tire problem.
Up into the outside wall. You saw him slip a moment ago, and now he went all the way up.
Come down.
Boy.
Blow a tire? Yep. No warning whatsoever. Again.
Same thing that happened to him last week.
Last week, yeah.
He got a right front tire at Las Vegas.
And wasn't as gentle as last week.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. He's talking about it wasn't as gentle a hit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's into it pretty hard right here.
Yeah, that might look innocent enough, but I'll assure you, as he's barreling off down in there at close to 190 miles an hour, and the car doesn't want to turn, that's a bad feeling. And it's a lot harder hit than what it looks right there when you're sitting in the driver's seat. So it's good to hear him talk, and he's okay, but I know he's very frustrated. 2 weeks in a row, he's had really, really good race cars and had these things to happen.
Wow, look at that right front tire blowout right there. Great shot. You know, this is we didn't expect to see, once we saw the early part of the race not having any tire problems, we thought it would get better and better. Looks like it's actually gotten worse as the race goes on.
Yeah, that's really strange, because you think as you get rubber down and you move around on the racetrack that's gonna get better as we move forward. But today that hasn't been the case. It'll be interesting to see as Goodyear takes a look at this tire, if this was something that he ran over on the racetrack, because we saw debris a while ago that hit Jamie McMurray's camera on his car. So there could just be debris out there that's creating these problems.
Well, this is really bad for Kyle Busch. I know there's about 5 or 6, maybe 10 guys sitting up taller in the seat right here right now thinking they may have a shot at this.
And I know they really want to win, as we talked about, for this team, but I think that they'll view this as just another step in the right direction. Been very competitive with a car that's been as quick as anyone here today.
They've definitely got a shot at it. That's all you ask for, just have a shot at a win. And they've got one right here. Here goes Harvick.
Harvick is currently, takes a spot, and Jeff Burton hanging on, wiggling that steering wheel back and forth.
Man, he was fighting that baby.
Yeah, for anybody who thinks that these guys just come in here just to ride around, I think that's proof right there that they're out there giving it everything they've got.
Okay, here goes Harvick. Does he have enough time?
Yeah, and I could have been wrong that he might not. Yeah, he doesn't have enough time.
Oh, he's got him in his sights.
Man, that car is fast.
It is fast. Oh, trouble.
Heavy contact. Clausen involved. McClure is there in the 24 car. Brian Clausen.
24 right in front of us.
Ooh, that's a big wreck right there for Brian Clausen. A lot of damage. 24 car, Eric McClure.
Heavy contact for both these drivers. 6 laps to go, and now yellow for the 7th time.
That was. I couldn't control that.
We're going to have a lot of debris to clean up right here, too. It's a pretty big wreck. A lot of cars involved.
Dale Jr. just came by, and he's got damage from that also.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., the 5 car, also damaged, and you see right side at his fender. Front of that car buckled up. Hood is buckled up on the right side. Show you what happened here just a moment ago involving the 41 and 24 out of the corner.
See, it looked like Dale Jr. got underneath Eric McClure in that 24 car. Whoa, wow. Big crash. Jr. just looking for some room around these guys. Man, look at the debris flying off these cars.
Wow.
Picks that 24 completely up off the ground.
Right along with Dale Jr. We'll see what he saw as he tried to make a move underneath the 24.
Okay, hold her down here, bud. Hold her down. Got some fender damage.
Mike Wallace from behind this.
16's there inside. Bottom, come to the bottom, come to the bottom, come to the bottom, come to the bottom. There you go. Keep coming. Good job.
Nice job by Mike Wallace to avoid that fray. How important are spotters there? Instantly the spotter told him to go left, go bottom.
It's good to see Brian Clausen get out of this thing.
Yeah, that was a hard hit. You know, what it looked like, I'm not sure Junior ever touched that car, but a lot of times you're coming off that corner, and it looks like as he was going under, it just took the air off the 24, and as Junior was trying to go by him, it turned the 24 of Eric McClure sideways, and that's what created that.
That's exactly. It didn't look like any contact.
No.
NASCAR has red flagged the field here. You see him parked there on the front straightaway, and you saw that on pit road the 5 crew cannot work on the car. There's the safety guys going to pick up debris off of Eric McClure's number 24.
They had to red flag this thing because it was just a debris field back there, and these guys don't have any more tires in the pits they can put on. They don't want to make another pit stop, and NASCAR doesn't want them to have to run through this and get a bunch of flat tires. So that was a good move to red flag it.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a spring laid on the track.
Yeah, they better get more than 2 guys back there with all the debris to pick up there, but they'll pick up as much as they can, and then they'll bring
parts and pieces all over the racetrack. Hard contact. The 24 spins, and Clausen just tags him. We are red flagged here in Atlanta.
It's going by.
Thank you, Jamie. Pace car pulls away. Kenseth will lead him down. It'll be 3 to go with the green. Okay, guys, who's your horse? Who do you think?
33 cars, one I've got.
Give me the leader. That guy's in charge, and he knows what to do when he's out front.
Jeff Burton's won 2 in a row. Can he get there? We're going to find out in 3 circuits at 1.5 miles here at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Harvick's got him in his sights off turn 2.
David Reagan, a tire going down on the 6 car. He is off the pace, up high, right front.
Yeah, they had a little contact there as they tried to get into turn 1, and it looked like David got turned into the outside wall.
Caution being waved. Debris on the racetrack. There's a part of the sheet metal coming off the 6 car of Reagan.
This will for sure set us up for a green-white checker finish.
And I'm sure Matt Kenseth was saying, I had a great restart right there. I don't want to have to do this again.
I wonder if Harvick learned anything from that short little restart.
There's a 6 car of David Reagan. That's the reason we are under caution now for the gate time. Let's watch the 6 car on the restart here. Contact, yeah.
Yeah, it looked like Jamie McMurray was headed to the outside.
It's the same thing. This track seems to this happens a lot here because on the restart, it seems like this front straightaway just doesn't have a lot of grip, and invariably somebody will spin the tires and kind of bottle them up.
Yeah.
There's Delana Harvick. Oh.
That's Wally Rogers, the crew chief. He's thinking, man, I thought we had him right there.